I've mentioned a couple of times Woodward Dream Cruise is coming up. The Dream Cruise is an event that happens in southeastern Michigan on Woodward Avenue, a very, very famous stretch of road, where all kinds of people show up and bring their cars and cruise and park and hang out. It's a big celebration of car culture, and it kind of evolved organically. But the point is, it is probably the largest single-day car event in the world in terms of how many people will show up to watch, participate, hang out. And I've been going to these things for many, many years. I've missed a few in the middle, but I've been to quite a few in a row now. And I'm going to be tomorrow, however, at a private party where Jay Leno will be getting his Turban Car back. So those of you who don't know, that right there is a Chrysler Turban Car. I wrote a book about the same. And if you don't know the story, there's a really good documentary right here on YouTube. Type in Turban Car Haggerty or Haggerty Turban Car, and you'll find it. And it's a documentary that the Haggerty Foundation put together about the Chrysler Turban Car program, and it features Jay Leno, his Turban Car, me a little bit, and my brother. And so I can summarize the story for you. The engine in his car failed, and the people and my brother, but the people my brother works with, and he teamed up and spent a couple of years fixing the car. It took a while. So I'll have more about that later, but here's the point. He's getting the car back tomorrow at this big event. I'll be there, and in fact, yesterday I was actually at an undisclosed location where I did in fact get a chance to see the Turban Car. That's Jay's. And Jay, by the way, was kind enough to let me drive that car back about 2011, 2012, right around there. I got to drive the car. And he also wrote the foreword to my book. So you'll notice it says, foreword by Jay Leno down here. And there is a picture of the two of us together, although I guess it didn't make it into the paperback version. But there is a picture that I got of us together where we're hanging out and spending time in his garage where he keeps the car. Oh, there it is. It's right there. So I've driven that Turban Car along with two other Turban Cars. There's only 9 of them left in the world, and only 5 of them run. I've driven 3 of the 5 that run. So here we are. Here's the problem, though. And I got to point this out because I know some of the people in my audience will actually be at the Dream Cruise tomorrow, weather permitting. And that's the problem. The weather tomorrow, they're not calling for good weather. Saturday, let's see here, they're calling for thunderstorms and rain starting at 9 in the morning and thunderstorms from 10 till 2 or 3 on and off, 40%, 60%, 40%, 60%, and that's hour by hour. And this weather forecast is fairly accurate. Now, the weather can change between now and then, but I am going to be bringing my Viper down to the Dream Cruise because I like to bring a classic car. I don't like driving my Viper in the rain. In fact, I've only been caught in the rain one time in my Viper, and it lasted like 5 minutes. And you might say, but Steve, why not? It doesn't dissolve, does it? No, but believe it or not, the previous owner that I bought it from, the original owner, he never drove it in the rain either. And I know that because there's paper stickers inside the wheel wells that are still there from when it came down the assembly line. And by assembly line, I mean just where it was assembled in Detroit. It was a very unusual assembly line. They're more hand-built than anything else. But there are inspection stickers, and a couple of them are still there. And it's kind of cool. But on the other hand, if I'm going to go down to the Dream Cruise and hang out with a bunch of cool people and cool cars and see Jay Leno and his Turban Car, I'm not going to drive my Explorer down and go, oh, yeah, I left my nice car at home because I didn't want to get it wet. So I'm going to take the Viper down, hang out, hopefully get to talk to Jay Leno, see the Turban Car run, and that'll be cool. But yeah, it's an interesting story, and like I said, please check out the video because the entire story's in there about how it came to be that the company my brother works at is the one that did this, and my brother was the head of that program, the program that is to get Jay Leno's car back on the road. So it's an amazing story. But the Dream Cruise itself is pretty cool too. And if you've never been there, if you're anywhere in the Midwest, you might want to consider visiting because it's such a cool thing. Because basically Woodward Avenue is one of the spokes, if you were to look at Detroit as an axis of a wagon wheel. And there's roads that go out like Michigan Avenue and Gratiot, and Woodward Avenue is one of them. And Woodward Avenue is one of the major thoroughfares in southeastern Michigan. So it starts in downtown Detroit and it ends up in Pontiac. And then in Pontiac, it does a loop. So it basically ends there and starts here. And the main stretch of it between, say, 10 Mile and Pontiac, and yes, the mile roads, some of them are named, but not all of them. But there's, 8 Mile, the song, famous because of Eminem, 8 Mile, 9 Mile, 10 Mile, 11 Mile, 12 Mile. But the Dream Cruise itself primarily focuses between 10 Mile and that loop in Pontiac. So I'll be up at the north end, but there also are people who set up areas. So there'll be like Mustang Alley, where all the Mustang people will bring their cars, and there'll be all kinds of Mustang stuff there. And I've seen it before where there's a parking lot filled with Bricklins, or a parking lot filled with, DeLoreans. And I mean, I've actually seen a row of DeLoreans go by at the Dream Cruise. I've never seen more than one at one time, except at the Dream Cruise. You name any vehicle, you will see one there. And so I often go there looking for things like Superbirds and Daytonas, and you routinely see 3 or 4, sometimes more. Depends on if I'm sitting someplace or if I'm moving around. And that's the other thing, is it's such a big event geographically. It's literally 15 miles long. And then there's also a portion of Woodward Avenue that splits off and goes through downtown Birmingham. And so you'll have these corporate events and parties and all this stuff. And so you can't see it all in one day. You can literally get in your car at one end of it and drive all the way up and all the way back, and it might take you an hour, 2 hours. And portions of it are bumper to bumper, just traffic jam. And so that's one of the reasons I'm not crazy about driving the Viper in the Dream Cruise, because it's a manual transmission, and working that clutch does get to be tiresome eventually. Now, I do have a Cobra, but the Cobra's got no roof, and I ain't bringing that thing outside in a day where it's likely to have thunderstorms, for fear that the car and its occupants will get drenched. And by the car, I mean the interior of the car. So Cobra stays in the garage tomorrow. The Viper will come out, and I'll be out there on Woodward. So look for my my license plate. If you see a bright red Viper go by with no no stripes, Kaarme, Karma, which I'm mispronouncing, but it's a Finnish word for snake. So there's that. I will post photographs on my Facebook page, and possibly also on Twitter from the event, just for the fun of it. And then I will be doing a live stream on Sunday. And on Sunday, I can talk all about what happened. I don't have the technologies. I know I can do it, but I haven't got it yet set up to where I can put up photographs while I'm talking on a live stream. So I will just simply talk in the live stream on Sunday about what happened, who was there, who wasn't there, whether the car was there or where the car was, because I'm not sure how they're going to unveil the car and give it to him if it's thunderstorming outside. Because last year at the Dream Cruise, Jay was there. He came and wanted to thank the people working on his car. And so he showed up and hung out for a while and gave a little talk, and his car was there, but the engine was out of it. So it's kind of cool to see, but we'd rather see the engine in the car and the car running. So the car is running, and Jay will get it back on Saturday, which I believe would be August 17th. Is my math correct on that? Let me check this. Oh, did I turn off my phone? Why did I do that? I don't know. I was just looking at it a second ago. Well, anyway, August 17th, Dream Cruise is tomorrow. That's a Saturday. Today's Friday. I will talk to you on Sunday and tell you all about how it went. Questions or comments, put them below. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye-bye.